Hey, welcome to another episode of Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today, I know I have a lot of games that I always say I play, but sometimes I go back to other games that I just want to play just to play. Today I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 4 for the PlayStation 3. Um, a lot of people are turned off by this series, but I just don't think that maybe enough has been shown about how much freedom that you actually have in this. And I was playing it for a while when I first recorded this, the first video. I don't feel like I gave people an accurate idea of what this game was like, so maybe this playthrough will show more. I'm excited about Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, even though it's like a 2 hour game. It's like $30 on every system, but it's to get you prepped for the main game. I think that's kind of cool, though, that instead of making you wait for the whole thing, they gave you a little game to tide you over to see what the new engine and everything looks like. I'm pretty stoked, but I think the new game's it's like a sandbox game. This game's kind of sandboxy. I don't know. Let's play it instead of listening to me. But I can't remember what I showed you, but I didn't show you much because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Now I have a somewhat good idea. I did beat this game, but if you haven't played this game for a while, it takes a while to get used to it. Um, you basically, one thing I didn't show you, or I don't think I showed you, you have this shop, like, and it's supposed to be somewhat in the future, so in the future everybody, like, has, like, nano machines, and each weapon's, like, ID to their particular nano machine, so you have this store where you get unlocked weapons, and you can buy them, and the way you get the credit for the weapons that the way you get your currency or whatever, you see the DP or Drebin points or what they're called. Um, you kill people, but you can go through this game without killing people. You actually have a tranquilizer gun. They've had that since like Metal Gear Solid 2. I think you had to kill people in Metal Gear Solid 1. But I'm excited about the sequel and kind of bummed that like it's changing routes, but it looks so good, and I'm curious about the story. The new game's actually a prequel, even though it's called Metal Gear Solid 5. But this game's pretty detailed when it comes to guns. Like you actually have custom parts that you can like customize your weapons with. And one thing that it does on here that I really like that I wish more games would do. I remember like with Resident Evil, it started out like where you actually can view your weapons in detail. This is a PlayStation 3 game. I'm sure you guys have seen more mind blowing stuff, but like this is like his electrical knife. I think there's a way to zoom. Yeah. This is like his little it's like a taser knife or whatever. It like recharges, but I love looking at the weapons, and you when you mod your weapons, you can actually customize it from individual parts. See, there's certain parts you actually can customize your weapons. It's like extremely detailed, and when there's a certain boss fight that you can't get past, like you can customize your weapon or buy new weapons. Pretty cool, but the detail to this, even though I mean the textures aren't that great, but like up close, but you have to imagine how small this gun is. But just the detail that went into this is just immaculate. This is like his main custom gun, but you can customize all the weapons really to some extent. Maybe not all of them, but a majority of them. So you can like put like a hand grip on them and all this stuff, and again show you the detail. It's insane. The only other game that I've played that had this much detail in the weapons was the Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier game. I don't know if you played that. If you like stealth games, like you'd like that one. This is a hybrid. This kind of reminds me of Splinter Cell Conviction, where you can play it as a stealth game or you can play it as an action game. But if you try to be Rambo in this game, there are consequences. You can go to first person mode. But when you go into Rambo mode, sometimes there's consequences that you have to pay. I made sure I bought the same gun that all the soldiers have. If you see that ring around them, that's where sound's coming from. That's how you can tell when there's somebody around the corner. And then if you stay still, his camouflage will change to whatever he's leaning up against. The main character's voice acting is pretty decent, but you don't have to go into first person, but it's an option, just like you can switch sides. I think you could do that in Splinter Cell. If you like the newer Splinter Cell games, I think you'd really like this. Like, if you're new to the PlayStation 3, you can get this game so cheap it's not even funny. Oh, fuck. If Snake lays down for a while, he can recharge, but it's not like Call of Duty where you just gotta stand behind a crate for a few seconds. I highly suggest, if you get this game, to load everything on the hard drive. The only downside I can see about this game that'll turn a lot of people off, even though they might like this particular game, if they don't follow the series, they might not particularly like the somewhat long cutscenes. There's Metal Gear Mach 2, which is a smaller version of Metal Gear. If you ever saw my playthrough of Snatcher, you'll realize that what that's from. That was actually a Hideo Kojima game who makes the Metal Gear games. If I said his name wrong, I apologize. There's a good chance that I did. This game has really long cutscenes, but if you're a fan of the series, I mean, this is chronologically supposed to be the last Metal Gear ever. This never came out on 360. They said it couldn't be done on 360. I don't know about graphic wise. I think it was more of an issue not to have multiple discs because apparently they ran out of space even for the Blu-ray. Because unlike other Metal Gears, well, that are currently out, I don't know what Metal Gear Solid 5 is going to be like. It's slightly interactive. It said to push out one. But I think Metal Gear Solid, Ground Zeroes, I think will take place in the same area, but the Phantom Pain, which is the bigger version, will take place all across the world. Damn, I forgot to push X. Whenever you see X, he has like this post-traumatic stress disorder thing where he'll have all these flashbacks. It's Meryl from Metal Gear Solid.
I knew it. Snake, you're here to kill Liquid, aren't you?
That's the mission. Are you going to stop me?
For your pleasure, I'm going to skip any of the boring stuff. Pretty much any weapon you see in the game you can use, except maybe like a boss weapon or something. But this apparently wasn't able to be done on Xbox just because there were so many different kinds of textures, because Snake goes all around the world in this, and instead of recycling textures, they used all different kinds, and they ended up filling a whole Blu-ray. I mean, if you look at the detail, all the weapons and everything, I mean, that's an indicator right there. I still like watching the cutscenes though, like, because it's amusing to me. Because I've played the series, I even played the NES Metal Gear. I played the MSX ones. I still don't like the old 8-bit ones. But to me, like, it's like a movie of one of my favorite series. Like, the Metal Gear series has always been my favorite. And the new one that's coming out, Metal Gear Solid 5, is a sequel to Peace Walker, which is on the PSP and the Metal Gear Solid HD, which I highly recommend, but there's some sim aspects where you have to take control of a base and stuff. I think I go over it briefly, but not in detail because I was still learning it when I was doing a video of it. Everybody's kind of going nuts. They're like messing up their nano machines because in the future everybody has these nano machines that help, I guess, the government or whoever's in charge, like, keep tabs on their heartbeat. Like, the nano machines can suppress fear and pain. So right now, whatever they're using, I won't give anything away, it's like fucking up like their whole system. Snake doesn't have any newer nano machines, so affect him as badly. And the reason why Snake's old in this, which isn't a spoiler because it tells you first thing, because you find out early on in Metal Gear Solid 2, even though he doesn't get old in that. I forgot to put subtitles on this. But, yeah, but basically, Solid Snake's a clone of who you play as in Metal Gear Solid 3. There was a game called Portable Ops and Peace Walker. But when they cloned Solid Snake, Big Boss is what the Snake you play as. And the games I just mentioned, like this, Solid Snake, Naked Snake's Big Boss is full, like, code name or whatever. Like, they'd like clone his kids when he was like older, so Snake has this degenerative advanced aging disease. And there were several clones, and Revolver Ocelot you see up there actually has his clones hand grafted on, like, on the hand that got cut off in the first Metal Gear Solid. It sounds ridiculous if I try to explain it, and it's really hard to explain while watching it. But as you see, like, Snake's nano machines aren't acting as bad because he has like an older version. But I mean, if you like the Splinter Cell games or action or stealth games, even if you haven't played the others and you don't really know what's going on in the story, I think you'll find something interesting. And for an early PlayStation 3 game, this still looks pretty decent, you know? It holds up quite well. I think Ground Zeroes is probably going to blow this away. I mean, this does have that slightly... See, there's this post-traumatic stress disorder thing where he has flashbacks, usually from the first Metal Gear Solid. Those shots suppress the nano machines, if you're curious.
Snake, if you won't be a prisoner to fate, then go. Fulfill your destiny.
This game's kind of depressing because you know Snake's getting old. Doesn't look like he's going to hold up much more. I'm not going to give away the ending because it wasn't what I expected, even knowing that information. So you're playing this whole game, you don't know whether he's going to die. Because the first thing you see when you start this game is Snake putting a gun into his mouth, and then it goes to like this part of the game. So you never know whether Snake's actually going to survive or not. So that's one thing that you can look forward to. The only thing I think in the same problem with Metal Gear Solid, what was it, Rising, with the writing, like, this game's a little bit science fiction-y. I know it's supposed to take place in the future, but sometimes I think it goes overboard, and I think that's just because of the Japanese culture and the anime and mech influences. Just like a lot of Western games are based on like military shit and stuff. I guess that's what sells here, but you can see there's a lot of mechs and stuff here. But it doesn't go as far as sci-fi as Metal Gear Solid Rising. But Metal Gear Solid Rising takes further in the future. But if you ever play Metal Gear Solid 3, Portable Ops, or Peace Walker, sorry, are Ground Zeroes. Those games take place like in the 60s, 70s, and the one that's coming out is going to be taking place in the 80s. So it's not as sci-fi. We'll save the game. Might want to play this again since I skipped the cutscenes to a certain extent. I'm replaying this game. I beat this game when it first came out. I think in 08. I think this is when this game came out. It's the last time I've like completed the game. But I felt so hollow inside because this was supposed to be the last Metal Gear ever. I don't know why I believed it. I mean, these games make so much money. Of course, they're not going to make a last one unless like it didn't sell that well. Like, I never can figure out whether this is CGI or those real eggs. If that's CGI, that actually looks real. I can't tell that it's CGI at all. The hands look kind of fake. But I said in other videos, there's something about like the human body and the way it moves where like the brain can just pick up on like whether it's real or fake. As far as objects go, it's a lot more difficult. One thing I missed that Metal Gear Solid 3 had that this game doesn't have is you could like move the camera around and stuff. You really can't do it in this. That's a picture of her mom. Play Metal Gear Solid 2, although I think Metal Gear Solid 2 might be the weakest link in the whole series, but essential for the story if you care about the story. If you play Metal Gear Solid Rising, she's like the only returning character. She's she's more of a teenager. She's not grown up. Apparently technology has advanced an incredible
The
amount.
sun being so flat.
Sorry. I'll dig in right away, Sonny. And would you make some for Snake, too?
Okay.
I think I've ever had really burnt eggs before.
Not for me, Sonny.
Sometimes you get on sunny side up, the white part's like kind of black around, but that's not too bad. I think Snake's being an asshole because he knows he's gonna
The
die.
whole day.
Someone saved my life.
Yeah. Could have been Meryl and her voice.
They know the cutscenes are kind of
Don't worry. They're doing fine.
not all that interesting, so they let you play around with the controls.
You okay?
My body just seized up all of a sudden. This is normal. It's not my joints. Muscles.
We'll skip it for now. I know I can't make a video that consists of long ass cutscenes. It is nice, it gives you the option to skip if you're not interested in it. I'm personally interested in the cutscenes, but I just want to show you some of the game. Alright, we're in the woods. Whatever.
Otacon? What the hell?
I'll figure it out, I guess.
Head for the research lab where Naomi's being held. It's to the north.
You kind of have like the same deal Sam Fisher has, where you can go into night vision mode if you want. That's what. He's not missing an eye like Big Boss. Like that eye patch helps him see.
Stand up!
I have no idea what kind of guns these dudes have. I try to, even with Call of Duty or any kind of first person shooter, I try to always pick the guns that like the other people have. If I go against the wall, you see his back turns to the wall. This place is kind of a war zone. I probably should use a silenced weapon. These guys aren't as friendly. The first level that you play as, there's two factions fighting, and if you start killing guys on one faction and not shoot the other guys, like the other team will join you. Oh shit.
Who was that? The enemy!
Switch to automatic. That one.
Stand by. Sending reinforcements now.
How did he see me? I can barely see him. They say colorblind people are better at detecting people hidden in camo. Sometimes I beg to differ. Fuck them. I don't even know what they're shooting at. There must be two factions in this part. It's been a while. I really need to spend some Drebin points and put a scope on one of my damn rifles, cause I need accessories. You can put a little grenade launcher on there. Because if there's two factions, I'm going to end up accidentally shooting like one of my guys. If I get any guys, I probably shot both of them. So now we go to weapons. Pick this. Where is it? There's my custom. Customize. Oops, that's what I need to do.
Spread
jackass. Who's the worst shot in the world? This guy. MK17. Hold on, I should just put it on that since that's the weapon they're pooping out every time I shoot them. Customize. Probably have to take it off. I'm gonna buy that. Whatever. Well, then take it off. I thought I already had it. Those little bastards false advertise. Swap weapon. Customize. I don't want that one. I want this one. Actually, I keep on picking the wrong one. It's because I know I'm being filmed. Alright. Now we're in business, I hope. Creating a little massacre here. Sort of feels good. Wouldn't necessarily call me company. Me and my non-suppressed weapons trying to be stealthy. I can get a silencer for this gun, don't get me wrong, I'm just playing like an idiot. As you can see, he's not as accurate as he runs. But I mean, if I didn't have that on, I could play it like a first-person shooter, but it'll be zoomed in the whole time if I have the scope on. But as you saw, you can take off the scopes if you'd like. This game's all about options, which I do like. Get some bullets. Get a box that has iTunes music on it. So I guess Apple threw some money at this. There was actually a Metal Gear iPhone app game deal. I don't know, I never owned an iPhone before. Or an iPad. I did have an iPod, but it was before they actually did anything besides play music. If you can imagine a time like that. Definitely more of an Android Samsung person. I don't know what it is with Apple and them feeling like they need to put one button. I don't like the option of just having one button on everything. You just have that one button with a little square painted on it. I like my Android to at least have several options beside the one button. Go ahead. Tattle on me. What tipped you off, this amount of bodies? Probably. Starting to get the hang of this game, especially more so than I did on the last video. Last video, I was doing a pretty terrible job. The environments are a lot more open in this, depending on what part of the world you play as too. There's some surprises in here. There's some things you do in this game you probably never thought you'd be able to do. Where's the guy that said what? Like, if you were really concerned, you said saw a dead body with its brains blown out, like a massive grave of dead bodies with their brains blown out. Would you say everything you were thinking out loud? I wouldn't. I can't turn around fast enough. You know what? Go over there and hang out. I don't have time for you. I can't kill everybody. Gotta love that camouflage. Later on, you get like more masks. You actually can get a mask that has camouflage on it, depending on how you play. Somebody's shooting at me. I don't know how they can see me. Unless they're just shooting to shoot. Alright, I'm confused about who's the good guys or who's the bad guys. Actually, there's really no good or bad guy. There's just two wars always fighting in some of these levels. I shouldn't have said always, because it's only some levels. I haven't played this for a while, so I don't know who's good or who's bad. Apparently, I think I'm shooting a different faction now. Especially if they have a different type of gun. Still seems to be the kind of gun I have. You crazy mountain people. They're all shooting each other. I got places to go. Probably should blend in a little bit. In order to blend in, you just gotta basically stand still. This little scope's coming in handy, I'll tell you that. Oh, another coded cutscene. I never would have thought that would happen in this game.
Snake, there's someone I'd like you to meet. A member of the mission staff. A psychological counselor.
Psychological counselor.
A lot of soldiers can't handle the stress of battle, end up panicking. She'll be useful in helping you understand the mindset of both the PMC.
I don't care, shut up. I'm on a mission. I actually probably will rewatch all of this and play it over again. Is that a guinea pig? Maybe they're on my side now. Maybe I shot enough.
Oh, it's you.
Alright, so don't shoot the guys
What are you doing here?
that are wearing the berets. I'm going the wrong way though. Did he just signal somebody or he throw a grenade? I don't know. I think this... Fuck. I got knocked out. Eat my bowl of noodles. It's too much foliage. None of you have berets, you just have stupid hats on. So I will kill every single last one of you assholes, unless of course you shoot me and I die. Alright, that was more of Metal Gear Solid 4. Great game, I highly suggest you try it. Don't play it like that, but 9 times out of 10, before like you get the hang of the game, you probably will play like that, but I'm just messing around. It's hard for me to pay attention, especially in like a game like this, and talk to you guys at the same time. So hopefully I showed you more of this game and shared some more of my enthusiasm about the series to get you a little excited to try it again if you were turned off by some of the older games. You can get this game dirt cheap. Like, seriously, if you went in a shop and you offered a button with, like, I don't know, like belly button lint on it, you might be able to trade in the game for that. As long as it's good belly button lint from like a decent sweater or something. Like, don't try to pass off like t-shirt belly button lint. You probably won't get the game. You might get like an older game. You might get Metal Gear Solid, but not 4. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'm sorry for that awkward moment. I will talk to you guys later. Isn't that exciting, knowing that I'm going to talk to you guys later? Mind blown. I mean, you probably would be able to hear it if there wasn't these weird explosion sounds and stuff. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.